sharing in this matter of the recount, and also the minutes have been prepared from the transcripts and the exhibits, and they've been reviewed, right?
Yes.
Yes, and it was a
Yes.
good job of digging through and putting together minutes.
She's did
and I
a
think-
wonderful job.
Yeah, right. So Debbie did a good job.
Yes.
And Shirlene did the typing of that. So it basically tells the story of that, of the days we spent in the recount. And so right now, having reviewed the minutes, and,
Let's get to a momentous moment. We don't need to have that in front of you.
okay. Having reviewed the minutes, then any comments or questions about the minutes? For my part, they brought back exactly what happened and what was found. And I think that they can serve, but we, as instructive for other procedures at the time of elections, et cetera. And we've got also a summary that we've talked about and are working on too, of breaking the things that we found down, that the procedures that need to be reinforced or to be changed, involving the things that happen with poll workers, inspectors, and municipal clerks with respect to the elections. So at this point, any questions or modifications or changes to the minutes prepared?
No.
We're gonna, no?
Yes.
Okay.
I looked at this one section on spoiled ballots,
Mhm.
and it said that the board concluded that the missing or inconsistent
No,
notation.
that's part of, that's not part of the
We're gonna-
minutes. We're gonna read
Oh,
that.
we're gonna read that,
Right.
good.
Yeah, and that's been changed after, as a draft,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's being replaced by
Yeah.
this,
This.
so everybody should probably
Right.
read this.
Those aren't
Okay.
minutes. That's the summary that we're gonna put in front.
Okay, page 106.
Okay.
No, just flat with me of the minutes. 106 City of New Berlin reporting unit, it says 20, it should be Ward 20. That's nothing but a typo.
Thank you.
I found that just
Good for you.
Okay.
because usually they identify, they say that, do say the word
Yeah,
Ward.
Ward 19.
Right.
All right.
Right. That's it. Okay?
Okay.
That was it? Excellent.
So, and, so what we'll do is, this is the summary that I've been working on. You got a draft of it, we've made some changes, and that some of them were changes in language and for more accuracy. So we'll read this, because I think it summarized exactly what
Okay.
we did. Okay, and the draft kind of captures what we did, and for purposes of the Government Accountability Board, looking at this several-page document, they can kind of see how we followed the procedures in summary fashion, rather than looking at the 160 so much pages of minutes. And this will be up front, then the minutes, then the statement, the tabular statement, and then all of the notations and sign-ins of the tabulators. That's the complete
So this will be
record.
in the front.
It'll be in the front, because,
Makes more
okay.
sense.
because this, basically, if someone's interested in finding out in summary fashion what happened, it's kind of like a written decision that judges make. So I guess it's just force of habit. But anyway, we'll start off, in any corrections or changes. I sent out the draft, but in the meantime, after talking to Barb and Deb, we made a few changes just to get it more accurate. Pursuant to the April 25th order of the Wisconsin Government Accountability Board and the declaratory judgment of Richard Neese in Dane County Case 11 CV 1863, the Waukesha County Board of Canvass conducted a recount for the office of the Wisconsin Justice of the Supreme Court for the election held on April 5th, 2011. The board concluded that the intent of the voters in Waukesha County for the aforesaid Supreme Court election is reflected in the attached tabular statement, summary statement of the Board of Canvassers and certification. The recount was conducted in accordance with the election statutes and the regulations of the GAB for each of the reporting units in Waukesha County. A verbatim record was made of the following: election materials brought into the counting room by the county's clerk's designee, election materials returned to the county clerk's designee, documentation or lack of documentation for duplicate or remade ballots, all objections and concerns by candidates, representatives, decisions by the Board of Canvass, consultations with the GAB, and identification of exhibits.
Should there be a comma there? The candidates, representatives?
You mean apostrophe?
Apostrophe
Possessive?
after can, yeah.
After
Candidates,
S.
After the S.
Plural, because there were two
That shows-
candidates.
Right.
All right. Then the tabulators compared, this is the procedure with respect to hand-counted paper ballots. Tabulators compared and reconciled the poll lists from the municipalities with the poll lists from the county for each polling unit. I think county probably should be capitalized, right? More often than not, this took a significant amount of time because of clerical and human error in handing out voter numbers on election day. Poll workers in many municipalities failed to periodically reconcile the voter numbers handed out with the number of voters. Some numbers were not used or recorded, some numbers were used twice for different voters. The board took a significant amount of time to solve the poll book reconciliation problems in order to avoid the drawdown procedure. Tabulators conducted an absentee ballot review, checking the number of ballot certificates with the poll list and the absentee certifications. The board reviewed the rejected ballots and defective certifications. In several cases where the application was processed at the municipal clerk's office, the board found no witness signature. Testimony was taken, and the board determined that the clerk failed to sign his or her name on the absentee certification. The board voted to allow the ballot to be counted so as not to disenfranchise the citizen for an administrative error.
The first sentence should end with the absentee application. So it reads, the tabulators conducted an absentee ballot review, checking the number of ballot certificates with the poll list and the absentee application. Applications.
Should I take out that comma also?
Replace certification with application?
Right?
Yes, at the end.
By the way, that county didn't have to be capital because if it said Waukesha County, then it would have had to be a capital C.
Okay, yeah, municipalities versus, okay, should we leave the county
Small c, yeah.
Small c.
And municipality, small m.
Small m,
Would be
right.
consistent.
Where is that?
That was on
First
small m.
paragraph.
paragraph before.
Second, beginning of the second line.
So they changed
The first word.
I see the county.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and
they're
they just
leaving
said leave it small.
got it, thank you.
Okay. All right, we've corrected the first sentence in the second paragraph. And we've said the second, so testimony was taken and the board determined that the clerk failed to sign his or her name on the absentee certification. The board voted to allow the ballot to be counted so as not to disenfranchise the citizen for an administrative error. Okay. The board on the record verified the tamper evidence serial number on the ballot bags matched the seal number on the tags and the number written on the inspector's statement. The board found there was no evidence of tampering with ballot bags. All seals were intact, but some bags were not completely sealed. Some were damaged by handling. In 2 or 3 cases, duct tape was used where the ballot bag had ripped. Objections to the improperly sealed bags were recorded, and those bags were counted separately by the tabulators. In addition, challenge bags were opened from the bottom, marked as an exhibit, and preserved. There were some cases where the 3 numbers, bag, seal, statement, didn't match. But most of the time, human error reversed 2 digits. Sometimes the serial numbers were not recorded on the inspector's statement. Sometimes no signatures appeared next to the serial numbers on the inspector's statement. In one case, no poll worker's signatures appeared on the bag. Ballots were counted by hand according to the Supreme Court recount plan dated April 26, 2011. The board reviewed, rejected, spoiled, and remade ballots. Each of these ballots were marked as exhibits, and the board's decision preserved.
Judge, I
Yeah.
don't think you marked each spoiled ballot.
No, that's
If you
true.
want to be accurate, I think you should say some of these ballots were marked as
Right.
exhibits.
Some of you, okay.
Where required, how's that? Because
That's
that's what we
good.
did.
Were required, okay.
Okay. In a few reporting units, the number of probable absentee ballots exceeded the number of proper certifications. A drawdown of no more than 1 or 2 ballots was necessary. The board reconciled the number of ballots with the number of voters for each of the 194 reporting units in Waukesha County. Following the directive of the GAB, where several units were located at the same polling place, the reconciliation could cover all the units. Ballot/voter discrepancies in one unit could be reconciled with numbers from another unit voting at the same location. The board conducted the drawdown in only 12 of the 194 reporting units. Drawdowns involved a total of 6 absentee ballots and 13 blank ballots. Now, it's very impressive in terms of how
That
hard
is.
we worked to get to that,
Yes.
to that.
Mhm.
Because,
Do you want to, at that point, if you want to draw the comparison out of, there is a number here, out of 125,000, or you could say, just, I think it would be a good thing just to have, you've already said 12 out of 194. Now you've drawn down 6 and 13 out of 125,186 ballots.
okay, so then what we'll do is, let's put
Or
a
it's-
period where the semicolon is, all right? Let's propose this, and then capital D, drawdowns involved.
And only because we've also got blank ballots in here, and when we
Right.
talk about 125,182, that's the number of votes.
Right.
So we really need to say something like over 125,000 ballots.
Right,
And
Okay.
instead of stating exactly 125,182, there were actually more than that
Right.
because we had blank ballots.
blank ballots.
So,
So drawdowns involved a total of 6 absentee ballots and 13 blank ballots out of over 125,000 votes,
ballots.
ballots.
And I
Yeah.
didn't bring a pencil with me, so. I changed purses and I.
Over 125,000 ballots.
Ballots.
I think that draws the comparison on both sides, how many
Yeah,
reporting units and then
Good.
how many.
It's a good addition, yeah.
Impressive.
And like I said, it was
Right.
hard work, but, you know,
But somebody's got to do it.
well, I think we were reaching the highest standard here in terms of working this out. The board reviewed provisional ballots. There were 5 late arriving military ballots. Tabulators hand counted the ballots and recorded the result on separate tally sheets. The board marked and added in votes counted separately.